Does LEGO Dreamzzz have a future? LEGO Dreamzzz is already a year old, and despite this, the interest for it appears to be lacking in the LEGO community. The sets are consistently on clearance, 40 episodes of the TV show have been released with more coming, and the consensus seems to be that the show is pointless and boring. And to me, Dreamzzz is a confusing theme, because it's evident that the concept has potential. The toys look great, the writing team behind the Dream Show has talent, and yet nobody seems to be strongly invested in the theme. So what happened? Early on, the idea of LEGO Dreamzzz was intriguing to most LEGO fans. In concept, an original action theme about, well, dreams sounds brilliant. In the past few years, LEGO's action themes have mostly been a mixture of genres, like knights and technology, teens and ghost hunters, myths and mechs, and Dreamzzz presented itself as the pinnacle of genre mixing, with this sandbox premise of creating anything that you can dream of. Early in 2023, when word got out that LEGO was gearing up to launch a new theme, fans got excited. As details sprinkled out, fan speculation grew, and then we got our first glimpse of the new theme through a sticker sheet, and well, the reaction was mixed to say the least. A lot of people liked some of the designs, but then we got to the Dreamlings, a design that on its own is pretty decent, but a lot of fans thought that it just simply didn't look like LEGO. Now, the marketing campaign for Dreamzzz officially kicked off in April 2023 with LEGO Ninjago shorts, and oddly enough, this sort of suggested that Dreamzzz and Ninjago would be connected in some way, but they really weren't. Once the full trailer for Dreamzzz was revealed, unveiling the characters and the story, most people were quick to point out that it had some stiff animation, over-textualized models, and a generic plot. It was evident that the show itself was primarily aimed toward a younger audience, with older viewers being thrown off by the tone, with some calling it hard to watch, but others like myself at first really enjoying the show, honestly. I knew it wasn't great, but as a half-an-hour episodic adventure with flawed yet likable characters, it was a good background noise for when I was building the sets, especially for reviews. It was definitely something enjoyable to have on. At the same time, the sets were also officially announced, with the first reactions being mostly on the positive side. The shark ship, Z-Blob, the treehouse, the space bus, and the turtle van were all highlights, with each set having a unique premise that deeply distinguished each of them apart from one another. But the issue came when people found out the prices. Now, some were fairly priced, but others were expensive, like the Grim Keeper, which looks and feels like a $20 set, but is actually $40 in reality. Personally, when I saw the set images, I thought the sets looked great. I was a big fan of Nexo Knight's character designs, and especially the bad guys, and Dreamzzz for the most part carried that trend of having amazing villain designs. The Nightmare King, the Night Hunter were both incredible figures, but they were locked behind expensive sets. While the LEGO sets for Dreamzzz wouldn't release till August of 2023, the first half of the Dreamzzz series premiered on May 15th, 2023 on multiple streaming platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and YouTube. This was perfect. Something that LEGO has always failed to do properly over the last decade has been content distribution. We recently talked about Ninjago's horrible release schedule, and even with shows like Monkey Kid, which still has terrible distribution, Dreamzzz was able to nail it from day one. Though any momentum that Dreamzzz had been able to build up through its marketing campaign would quickly be overshadowed when Ninjago Dragons Rising premiered 2 weeks later. And the marketing campaign for Dragons Rising was stellar, with the sets releasing early at Walmart's the same day the show premiered. Heck, even LEGO partnered up with the MLB to do Ninjago nights at baseball games, and well, Dreamzzz was mostly an afterthought during the summer. Though finally in August, Part 2 of LEGO Dreamzzz released to coincide with the sets finally hitting store shelves in the US, and personally, that's when the show completely lost me as a viewer, because every episode of Dreamzzz just kept feeling a bit pointless. There were no complex overarching narrative, the characters didn't grow, and while I understand that LEGO likes to make the first few seasons of their TV shows episodic because traditionally they were made for television, but streaming this show just isn't as fun as it would have been. For the first part of 2024, the only new episodes of the series that were released were a Ninjago and Dreamzzz crossover, which, as a fan of Ninjago, was good, but I thought it was strange that Ninjago was shown to only exist in Dreamzzz as a TV shows that kids would dream about within the universe itself, instead of the Dream Realm just being part of Ninjago like the teaser shorts sort of led us to believe. Now, LEGO also released an astonishing number of shorts promoting the show, and some of the shorts did have original content in them, while other shorts were just episode repackages. Now, the hard thing is that there's no way to know which is which, making the overall experience of watching that Dreamzzz content on the LEGO YouTube channel very hard to navigate and way too complicated, especially considering the show's target audience is kids, though the TV show was really only a part of the problem. Being a recognized community, we've been fortunate enough to get sets sent by LEGO for review, and we can honestly say the sets themselves aren't bad. The LEGO Dream sets aim to solve a problem which LEGO themselves created, which is that kids don't play with LEGO anymore, or at least not how it was first intended. Originally, LEGO itself was a system for kids to build whatever they could dream of, but with the rise of content-centered LEGO themes like Star Wars or Ninjago, LEGO noticed the trend that kids would only build their sets once and never disassemble them, something more akin to like Japanese model kits, where kids wanted to build the toy to play with the toy, but weren't really interested in creating something new with it. And I myself experienced the rise of this trend. Growing up, whenever I was playing with my buddies, if a set ever broke, some kids would get upset that they would have to rebuild it when building is the primary play feature of LEGO. So LEGO Dreamzzz aimed to fix that by incorporating alternative paths that kids could choose from to build and then disassemble and reassemble the sets into whole new creations. And the first wave of Dreamzzz was very unique in its approach, but it lacked any consistency in its design language. For instance, someone who likes Bunchu the Bunny or Miss Castillo's Turtle Van may not like sets like the Shark Ship or the Pegasus Flying Horse because they're very different, which is a sentiment I've seen a lot of LEGO fans bring up, and it's that Dreamzzz is a theme that in concept can appeal to anyone. It's a genre mashup of stuff like racing cars with spaceships, mechs, and fantasy creatures, and in the past with themes like the LEGO Movie, they've worked perfectly together, but with Dreamzzz, it just doesn't. Last year, during the holidays, the only LEGO theme that was consistently shelf-warming was Dreamzzz. There were so many Bunchus shelf-warming that you'd thought they were an army builder set. Also, it doesn't help that the show's art style represented sets like Bunchu so poorly that I wasn't surprised that kids weren't really too interested. All that to say that the LEGO Dreamzzz shelf warming was so much that LEGO fans began claiming the theme was gonna get cancelled and even end abruptly. As most things go on the internet, that was all a lie, and come January 2024, LEGO released a new wave of 6 Dream sets, but this wave felt a bit more like a filler wave, with the exception of the Sandman's Tower and Zion, which were both excellent sets, with one being a recognizable companion and the other being a solid location build that could definitely pique the interest of those outside of the typical Dreamzzz demographic. Otherwise, the sets are very forgettable, lacking any groundbreaking features to make them stand out from the previous wave. While this wave had 2 years of development, it definitely ended up feeling like more of an afterthought. In August 2024, the third wave of Dreamzzz released, and there's a lot to say about it because it's evident that LEGO believes in this theme because there is a massive financial investment put into the sets, the show, and the marketing, and ideally this could be the wave that saves Dreamzzz because historically the second year of a LEGO theme can make or break it, the biggest examples being Ninjago and Shima. Ninjago's second year sold so well that it managed to bring back the theme from cancellation, while with Shima, its second year sold more poorly, so it forced the theme to abruptly come to an end, even though more content was planned. So who knows now with Dreamzzz, it could either become the next great LEGO theme or the next big failure for the brand. While the first year underperformed, maybe the second year could establish an audience and really be able to connect with the kids who they're marketing the sets towards. While the sets offer some of the weakest and strongest sets of the entire theme, the premise of the second season of LEGO Dreamzzz is the emergence of the Never Witch as the main villain who created evil versions of each of the Dreamzzz heroes. Again, a great concept, and the figures for the wave are stellar, though the sets are a mixed bag. Starting off with Zoe's cat motorcycle, which had a unique twist on the typical LEGO motorcycle design, a reasonable price point, and honestly excellent alternate builds. The standard cat design is strong enough on its own, while both alternate builds are stellar and have distinct looks of their own. Following that, we have Logan the Mighty Panda, which despite the higher price count definitely feels like it could be a cheaper set. However, the alt builds do provide cool posing opportunities for dynamic scenes. Now, next up here we've got Izzy's Dream Animals with diverse alt build options, which even incorporate a separate printed headpiece, which is not even required in the primary build. The build's color scheme does match up well with Izzy's minifigure outfit, however it does feel a bit overpriced, but it feels a bit more justified than the Logan the Mighty Panda price point. The Never Witch's Nightmare, which honestly has a lackluster primary build, feeling very unnecessary considering the presence of the even larger Raven set in the wave, did surprise me with the alt builds, like the Nightmare Z-Blob, which is such a cool design, and considering how the Nightmare minifigures reflect the hero figures, it's cool to see a build that does the same. You also get a smaller wolf build, which is cool, and the other alternate build is a more fleshed out wolf build, which is also a welcome addition. After this, we have Cooper's robot dinosaur C-Rex, which I was quite excited for. However, it did disappoint a bit with stiff articulation that feels a bit limited. However, as a display piece, the robot dinosaur definitely does stand out amongst the theme's most unique designs and is perfectly representative of its dreamer, Cooper. The alternate build of the pterodactyl is really cool, however it appears that it would be better displayed on a stand where it could fly in the air, as it doesn't really stand well on its own on a surface. Following this is the Never Witch's Midnight Raven, which ascends highly above the smaller Raven in the wave, not solely because of the higher piece count, but primarily because of its stronger build overall, allowing it to be displayed more easily and with some fun components to have the minifigures interact with, such as the Witch's Cabin, where you can mix some potions, and the cauldron in the center. Following this, we have Mateo and Z-Blob, the Night Battle Mech, which is an epic set paired with solid articulation, allowing the mech to be posed pretty dynamically. The sword and shield attach securely in each respective hand, along with both back attachments that could be articulated in several different positions to change the overall appearance of the mech. Overall, this mech fits in seamlessly with others from several other themes while maintaining its own distinctive look, making it a dream set that breaks through the constraints of the theme and can appeal to any LEGO fan. Now we've arrived at the largest LEGO Dream set to date, being Castle Nocturnia, which packs a ton of details into a build that could be displayed and interacted with in several interesting ways. What I mean by this is that you can literally flip this building onto its different sides to have multiple display possibilities and position the characters to be traveling around the building and being confused by the constant flips. There are some great stickers being used in this set for details such as the stained glass and a flowing flowing water inhabited by fish. I love the versatility of how you can interact with this build and how open it is for posing minifigures. With some LEGO sets, you could run into the issue of having to pose your minifigures in tight spaces, but the set feels more open and easy to navigate through. However, I think the set will not reach as wide of an audience outside of the Dreamzzz fan base because it is so unique that it sort of doesn't hold that same appeal that the Ninjago City sets do, where they can be seamlessly melded in and integrated with the other modulars and themes that LEGO produces. The idea of LEGO Dreamzzz is much better than the result of it. By looking at the concept art and the concepts that they didn't use for Dreamzzz, I feel that these ideas are just simply better than the final product. Looking at the concept art for the first year, they had an idea of having corrupted alt builds, and yet they did not carry over into the sets, either for a lack of the budget or in an effort to not have too many pieces left from unused alt builds. On paper, LEGO Dreamzzz should work. Dreamzzz is doing a lot of stuff right. Sets-wise, while some sets are not that great, most of them do provide a breath of fresh air that is really welcome. But by going by the product on retail being consistently on clearance, it's evident that the product is just not connecting with its intended audience, or their audience just simply can't afford to purchase them. And with the toy development being so delayed, things have to hit because by the time you can make the appropriate changes, a line can already be cancelled. With Dreamzzz, we know there is a significant desire on LEGO's end to make this theme succeed. Just this year, they've invested millions of dollars into the marketing, and they've made watch parties and events at LEGO stores trying to draw out kids' attentions. But when you look at the number, most kids aren't budging. Fact of the matter is, there are more kids playing Roblox or watching content creators on a day-to-day basis than watching LEGO Dreamzzz. Personally, I want LEGO Dreamzzz to succeed just as much as LEGO. The theme has an immense amount of potential and the ideas that could come from it are amazing, but I also have to be honest because as of the moment of writing this video, if I go into a retail store right now, the chances of buying LEGO Dreamzzz on clearance is high because the content is not connecting with kids or the retail prices are just scaring them away. Question is, can it be fixed? But right now my answer is no. I think in order for a theme to succeed, it has to make a great first impression. While I haven't finished LEGO Dreamzzz Season 2 Part 2, some have said that it is a great improvement, but in the current state of content consumption, there are so many factors fighting over children's attention that I think LEGO Dreamzzz has already lost its shot, but I also hope that LEGO is able to prove me wrong. I think that after building the latest wave of these sets, that Dreamzzz left me impressed and wanting to see more, but hey, that's just my deluxe brick opinion. Thanks for watching, and always remember, keep on collecting.